Hello friends, today we'll learn about piecewise functions and we'll see how to draw the piecewise functions. Okay. First question is fx equal to negative 2x minus 1 when x is less than or equal to 2, and the second is minus x plus 4 when x is greater than 2. So basically we have two straight line functions under different conditions. So first I am talking about the first equation, which is minus 2x minus 1. So we are very sure about first we find the for when x value is 2, what is the y value of the first function. So negative 2 times 2, I will just plug in minus 1, will get negative 5. So when x value is 2, y value is negative 5. So let me mark that. So that is a point on the first function. Okay. From here we start, because we know the slope of the straight line is negative 2. Now guys, please understand, slope is negative 2. Can we say it as rise over run is 2 over minus 1? So rise is 2 and run is minus 1. So it means we have actually to move up by 2 and run by 1. So moving up by 2 we get here, and running by 1, 1 negative. So it means we have to move left. So this is the second point. Then again rise up by 2 and run to the left by 1. So this is the next point. Rise up by 2 and run by 1 left. That's the third point. Up by 2 and rise left. Okay. So this is this kind of function. So we say that this is true when x is less than or equal to 2. Okay. So we'll just connect them because that is how the line is. Okay. Please bear with the drawing. Okay. So basically we have drawn the first function. For the second function, it is minus x plus 4. Okay. Guys, please understand, even though they have not given x is equal to 2, but we should put the value which is little less than 2. So I will basically apply limit because mathematically it should be correct. So basically I am following x tends to 2 positive. Okay. And then I am trying to find the value of minus x plus 4 for that limit. I'm just trying to be mathematically correct. So for any value which is greater than, little greater than 2, little more than 2, so the value would be minus, in place of x we'll put 2 plus h and plus 4, where limit h is tends to 0. So basically we get negative 2 plus 4, which is 2. If you have not understood that, don't worry. You are just supposed to put the x value 2 on this function to find the y value basically. Okay. Don't worry about limit if you have not understood. So when x is 2, this function is also 2, right? Okay. When I put x2 here, so we get minus 2 plus 4, which is basically 2. So the value is 2 at open interval. So the point is 2 comma 2. So please understand guys, I will mark it with hollow circle, because x was 2, we got y as 2. So basically the point is 2 comma 2. That is why we marked it here, and it is hollow because x does not touch 2. Okay. Now onwards, we can see the slope is negative 1. Slope negative 1 means rise over run is, rise is 1 and run is 1 left. So you rise by 1 and run by 1 left. So basically you go up and then move left. So this is the point. But because you have to be, x has to be greater than 2, so we'll not be going further, we'll actually be going backward. So basically this can also be said as negative 1 over 1. It means go down by 1 and 1 to the right. So this means down and this means right. So we have gone down by 1 and 1 right. Again gone down by 1 and 1 right. Gone down by 1 and 1 right. And like that it goes on. Okay. So the straight line looks like this. So this is how the piecewise function looks like. Okay. Let's come to question number 2. First part is, it is basically y equal to -4 when x is less than or equal to -2. So we can see the x value is -2 at this point. So the straight line equation y equal to -4 basically looks like this. I hope you understand. Y equal to -4 when x value is less than -2. So it is basically a parallel line parallel to x-axis. This is straight line and I have kept a hollow circle. No, it will touch at -2 because x value is touching at -2. So it will touch, it will be a dark circle, not a hollow one. Okay guys. Okay. Now we'll do the second function. Okay. Just have a look at the second function. It says when x is greater than -2 and less than 2. Right? So basically guys, you will just find the corresponding y value by putting -2 on the function. When x is nearly equal to -2, what will be the y value? So y value will be -2, -2, which is -4. Okay, that is the respective y value. And when x is 2, then the y value will be 2 minus 2, which is 0. So basically we have two clear points under that domain. First point is when x is -2, y is -4. And second point is when x is 2, y is 0. Basically we don't have to touch x for -2 or 2. We'll see here when x is -2, when x is -2, y is -4. I'm taking this point. Basically in this function we are not supposed to touch, but because the other function has already defined it, so this is fine. This is a dark circle. Okay. Then the next point is 2 comma 0. Guys, I am doing the second equation. Okay. So 2 comma 0 is here and that is a hollow circle. Okay. Now we'll join them. So that is a straight line, so we join them. Okay. So we are done with the second equation. For the third equation, we just put in x2 on the equation to check our y values. So when we put x equal to 2, we get -4 plus 4, which is 0. So basically the respective point is 2 comma 0, and here in this function x value actually touches 2, right? So 2 comma 0 will be this point, and because it is here, so we'll color this because this point is defined by the third function. That is why we have made it dark circle. Okay. Then following the slope. Slope is -2 over 1. You can do it either way. You can write it 2 over -1 also. So this means rise up by 2 and go down by 1. Sorry, go left by 1 because it is negative. So rise up by 2. So we are rising up by 2 and then go 1 left. So this is how the graph looks like. Okay. And that is true. That has to be true when x is greater than 2. So we don't have to go on the left side of 2. We have to be on the right side of 2. Okay. So better we should not rise. We should follow this one because that says go 2 down and 1 right. So we'll go 2 down and 1 right. Again 2 down and 1 right. Again 2 down and 1 right. So this is how the graph looks like. Hope it is clear. Again revising. For each piecewise function, for the boundary values, you find the points. Okay. And depending on whether x touches or not, you will make a dark circle or hollow circle. Okay. Fine. Let's move on to next question. Have a look at question number 3. The first part is a exponential graph. 2 to the power x graph, if you understand, looks like this. The nature of the graph looks like this. And because it is minus 2 to the power x, right? So it will just be the reflection in x-axis. It will just be the reflection in x-axis. So the behavior of the graph basically looks like this. And when x is negative 4, when we put in here, we see what is my y value. So 2 to the power negative 4, when I put in here, we get negative of 1 over 2 to the power 4, which is negative 1 over 16. So it cuts, the point is negative 4 comma negative 1 over 16. So negative 4 comma negative 1 over 16. Let me mark that point. Okay. So negative 4 comma negative 1 over 16 is somewhere this point, which is very low, very down. But the nature would be, it will be on the negative side of y-axis. Okay. So this is how it looks like. It's not a straight line, it's an exponential graph. Okay. And it is because x value is less than minus 4, so will not make it the dark, it will be a hole. Okay guys, please understand, it is a hole. Let me erase that part. It is a hole at minus 4. Why hole? Because x value does not touch minus 4. Okay, let's come to the second part. Fx equal to absolute value x with negative sign. Okay, absolute value x graph looks like this, and because it is negative absolute value x, so it is reflection in x-axis. Okay, so and let's check for the respective x value, what y value do I get. So when x is minus 4, y value will be negative of negative minus 4, which is basically negative of just 4, right? Because anything in absolute value is always positive, so that's why it became 4, and finally it is minus 4. So the point is negative 4 comma negative 4. Okay, when x value is 0, so the y value is also 0, and because it is touching minus 4 and 0, so we'll mark the points. Negative 4 comma negative 4 is negative 4 comma negative 4 is here, and because it is touching, so we'll make a dark circle. And the second point is 0 0, so which is the origin, dark circle. Okay guys, why did we put the dark circle? Because x value touches negative 4 and 0. Okay, and we know that it will be a straight line in that region, in that section, so it will just be a straight line. Okay, now the third function is basically a quadratic function. Standard x square graph looks like this. This is the x square graph. If it is minus x square, it is open downwards, right? And because it is minus x square plus 4, so we'll find the respective y value when x is 0. When x is nearly 0, so y value is 4. So the point is 0 comma 4. and at 0 comma 4 it will be whole. Why? Because x is greater than 0, not equal to 0. So 0 comma 4 we mark it. When x is 0, y is 4, so we make a whole on that. Okay, good guys. Okay, now understanding the nature, minus x square means the vertex will be 0 0, right? So I'm just explaining you, minus x square is vertex is 0 0 and it is opening downward. Now because the given graph is 4 minus x square, so we shift it upward by 4 unit. So it will just shift upward. So basically it will shift upward by 4 unit, and because x is greater than 0, so will not go to the left side, will just be on the right side. So it is like this. It is a parabola, right? Good. So this is how the graph looks like. Okay. Let's come to question number 4. Have a look at the question. The first function is y equal to negative 6 when x is minus 2. Okay, so x is less than minus 2. So for x less than minus 2, the straight line equation is minus 6. So at minus 2, it is a whole because x value does not touch minus 2, and it is y equal to minus 6. A straight line parallel to x-axis. Okay. When x is greater than or equal to minus 2, we'll check the respective y value. So minus 2 plus 1 whole to the power 4, y value is minus 1 to the power 4, which is 1. Basically the point is negative 2 comma 1. So when x is negative 2, y value is 1. So let me mark that point. X is negative 2, y value is 1, and it will be a dark circle because x is equal to negative 2. Okay. Now the nature of the graph is not quadratic, it is biquadratic. So the behavior of the graph would be almost same. Let me tell you guys, x to the power 4 graph, standard graph looks like this. The nature is like x square, but it would be thinner this time. It moves faster upward. Why? Because for the same change in x, y increases fast. So the graph, this is x to the power 4 graph. Now this is x plus 1 whole to the power 4. So you have understood from the transformation of graph that this function should shift left by 1 unit. So basically x plus 1 to the power 4 graph looks like this. If you can understand, I am shifting by 1 unit left. X plus 1 will shift the graph 1 unit left. Okay, so the vertex would basically be negative 1 comma 0. It has to be x greater than minus 2. So we'll do all the values which are greater than minus 2. So the graph looks like this. And when x is 0, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 81. So it is very sharp. X is 1, y is 16. Nature is like quadratic. So it goes up like. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. Have a look here. Question number 5 says function fx is 1 over x minus 4 and x is less than equal to 4. Very clear guys. The first function is a rational function with the vertical asymptote x minus 4 equal to 0. X minus 4 equal to 0 is the vertical asymptote. So that gives x equal to 4 is the vertical asymptote. So The vertical asymptote is at 4. Okay, and the horizontal asymptote is x-axis. Okay, and the standard graph looks like this. 1 over x graph looks like this. This is how 1 over x graph looks like. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, now this is 1 over x minus 4. It means the standard graph will shift 4 units to the right. So the graph basically is this. Let me draw the complete graph for better understanding. Okay, no confusion. Okay. Now this first graph has been defined only when x is less than 4. So will not draw the right side of 4. We'll just draw the left side, right? That is why we remove this. Okay. So basically the first function is only this, with this x equal to 4 as the vertical asymptote. Then the second function is when x is greater than 4, y equal to negative 4. So it is nothing but a straight line, y equal to negative 4. And how does the straight line looks like? It looks like this, y equal to negative 4. But that has been defined for x greater than 4. So anything which is greater than 4 will be accepted. So after greater than 4 is accepted, less than 4 is not accepted. So this part we will remove. Okay, let me better erase that. So we agree to color only on the right side. So this is how the graph looks like. The first graph is a rational graph with the vertical asymptote x equal to 4, and second graph is a straight line y equal to negative 4 where x is greater than 4. So it is a hollow circle. Okay, so yes, very easy. Let's move to question number 6. 2 to the power x graph looks like this. We have learned before. This is how it looks like. Okay, and but this is defined when x is less than minus 3. So at x minus 3 we'll check what y gives. So 2 to the power negative 3 will be 1 over 2 to the power 3, which is 1 over 8. So basically the point is negative 3 comma 1 over 8, and this point would be a hollow one. Whole. Why? Because x does not touch minus 3. Anyway, let's mark the point negative 3 comma 1 over 8. So this is a point somewhere whole. Okay, it is a whole. And we draw the graph to the left side because x is less than minus 3 but will not touch x-axis. Okay, good guys, it is not touching x-axis. Okay, and it does not reach minus 3. At minus 3 it is a hollow circle. Okay, it is a hole. Okay, and second function is 3 over x. That is true only for x greater than minus 3. So let me draw the general function 3 over x. Standard function looks like this. Okay, that is the standard function, but that is true only for x greater than minus 3. So we'll take all the values which are greater than minus 3, greater than or equal to minus 3, and for less than that will not accept. So we took only the part which is greater than minus 3. So we took only this as a value. Okay, so in this case, in this function, my vertical asymptote is x equal to 0. You have understood it before. X equal to 0 means y-axis. Okay, let me ensure that when x was minus 3 at this point, y was 3 over minus 3. Y was 3 over minus 3, which was minus 1, which we have marked it here. Okay, guys. So the graph is downward and then this part of the section. Okay, that is for x greater than minus 3. So that is my final answer, and it is a whole here for the first function. Okay, let's move on to next question. Have a look at question number 7. Question number 7 is again an absolute value function with minor change. First of all, let's find the y value. So at x minus 4, when we put in absolute value minus 4 over 2, it would be just 4 over 2, which will be 2. So the point is basically negative 4 comma 2. So negative 4 comma 2 is a dark point because x touches negative 4. Now guys, please understand, how shall we draw the graph? The standard absolute value function looks like this. And because in this absolute value function, there is no shifting. We do not shift at all. There is no change in x or in y. Shifting kind of thing. Okay. We are not shifting right, left, or up or down. We are just being stretched. So no issue. You will just, in stretching, the origin does not change. So we'll just use the point this, and it will just go forward whichever way it goes. Okay. And this function is true for all values which are less than minus 4. So we will only be drawing the lesser part which is less than minus 4. So to the right side part will remove that. Correct? So that is how the function has been defined. So it is only this line. Good guys? Okay. Please revise your concepts of graphing if you're not understanding that. Okay. Now we come to the second function, y equal to square root of negative x. Let me talk about the standard function y equal to square root of x. It looks like this, guys. This is how it looks like. Okay. Now because it is square root of negative x, so the nature would be y equal to square root of negative x. It looks like this. It is a reflection in y-axis, right? Okay. Now we'll first find the respective y values. When x is minus 4, the y value would be square root of minus 4, which will just be 2. So basically the point would be negative 4 comma 2. Now when I put 2 in place of x, we get square root of negative 2, which is not a real value. It means when x is 2, that value is not defined. Okay, so there is no point actually. Okay, anyway, let me mark this point at least. Negative 4 comma 2 is this, and in this question it is not touching minus 4. So at this point it should be a whole basically, but because previous previous equation already defines it as a dark circle, so we'll keep it dark, right? Okay. And because there is no shifting right or left, standard graph is this, right? So the basic nature of the graph will be from negative 4 to 2. We'll draw it like this. It is starting with origin. Okay, please understand guys, we will not be able to reach to 2 because the function is not defined at all after 0. Okay, this square root of negative x graph is defined only for x is less than 0. Fine. So this is how the second graph looks like. Third graph is absolute value x minus 2. Let me check the points. Absolute value 2 minus 2 will be 0. So the point is 2 comma 0. Point is 2 comma 0, right? Now the standard graph of absolute value function, I will just mark it. Absolute value of x looks like this, and because it is absolute value x minus 2, so the graph will shift 2 units to the right. It will look like this. right? Okay. So it should look like this way for x greater than 2, because the function is defined only when x is greater than 2, not for less than 2, guys. So the function is not at all defined anywhere from 0 to 2, right? This is how the graph looks like. Okay. Let's come to question number 8. Question number 8 is again an absolute value function. Let me do it very quick. Absolute value x minus 3 will be shifting 3 units to the right. So somehow and it is defined for x less than 1, and at 1 the point is 2. So it is basically a point 1 comma 2. So at x the point is 1 comma 2, and because it is defined for all values which are less than 1, I will just be doing this part, and this part will be cancelled, right? Because that does not define in this question. Fine, guys. So first function has been drawn. That was true only for x less than equal to less than 1. Sorry, it has to be a whole here. Okay, it will not be a dark circle, it is a whole here, because x does not touch 1. Let's come to the second equation. So when x equal to 1, y value is 1 minus 1 to the power 4, which is 0. So basically we get only one particular point, and that point is 1 comma 0. Let's come to the third function, square root of 4x, where x is greater than 1. So let's find the point first. When x is 1, the y value is 4 times 1, which is just 2. So basically the point is 1 comma 2, and there will be a hole at this point because x value is not equal to 1. Let me mark the point 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 is already a hole anyway. Okay, and because the graph looks like standard square root of x graph looks like this, we have learned before here y equal to square root of x. So it will be, when x is 2, it would be square root of 8. Okay, so you don't need to estimate at all. This is fine. It's fine. Correct? That was for x greater than 1. Let's move on to next part. Question number 9 and 10. Write a rule for sine function Sn. So there is some function Sn. So let me write down that function Sn. And Sn value is negative 1, finding it when n is negative. So I'm just writing it as is negative 1 when n is negative. Negative means n is less than 0. And Sn value is positive 1 when n is positive. Positive means greater than 0. Okay, not equal to, only greater than 0. And Sn value is 0 otherwise. Otherwise means you can just write otherwise, or instead of otherwise we have discussed two cases, n less than 0 and greater than 0. So the remaining case otherwise is n equal to 0. So we have a sine function Sn. Under these conditions it is a piecewise function. Good one. Let's move to next question, number 10. Write a rule for the function shown. So in this function, guys, under different conditions we have to define each function. Okay, please tell me this line, what is the equation of this line, guys? Equation of this line is y is equal to 2. Okay, we'll just find the equation first and then we'll talk about. Then I am asking the equation of this part. equation of this line. Okay, so if you observe erase that. If you observe, guys, you can see the slope is 1 because rise over run is 1. It is a straight line. And if you go backward, I know you are not allowed to do, but I'm just going back just to check my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is -6. So basically this straight line equation is y equal to slope is 1, right? And the middle equation, you can see the slope is -1 because from -2 to this -2, you rise up by 2 and then go left by -2. So slope is -1. So equation of this line is y equal to -1x, and then it is y-intercept is -2, so -2. So these are the three equations we have got, and we'll just define them under the restrictions. Okay. So guys, please understand, I will just write the function fx. I will just name it fx equal to, first function I will define when n is less than -4. We'll say when x is less than -4. When x is less than -4, you can see there is a hole here. So I am not said, I will just say x is less than -4. When x is less than -4, the function has been defined as 2. Good one. Then for the second equation, the middle one, the function has been defined as -x minus 2, and that is defined when x lies from -4 to 2. You can see, guys, when x was 2, from -4 to 2, the second function has been defined, and it is less than, x is less than -4, sorry, x is greater than -4 and less than -2. It does not touch the x values, the boundary values it does not touch because there is a hole. Okay, and after that the last part is x minus 6, and that is defined when x is greater than 2. Good, guys. So we have defined the three parts of the function, and that's my correct answer. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.